Hello, collective. Good morning. Namaste. All that good stuff. Welcome to Daily Insights. If it shall resonate in your life to come or right now, you take it. All right. These are still collective. So, first and foremost, it's a blessing to feel like happy and at peace. And I feel like it doesn't come off genuine sometimes when you're really content with yourself because there's always something in the back of one's head. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel this genuine peace. Is it protection? Is it because I cleared my schedule? I don't know. Even if not, like maybe there's some sort of shift going on with the planets energy wise. I feel it though, and it's giving a really good positive influence. So my first of all, I wish that you guys feel embrace this peacefulness that's in the air right now. I know a lot of people have been triggered and set ablaze in different emotions. I myself have been, subject to those emotions, especially the anger and irritation part. But today is different, and I feel like it spreads like collectively for you guys that you'll be able to feel this peace and this contentness within yourself. If you don't, and if you're irritated by this message, I guess you're not there. And you know what? It's a process. It's fine. Okay. Um, but yeah, on to the messages here. So basically, we got number 13, and also we got 777, as well as a few dream channelings here. Okay. So we're going to start with the angel numbers. It does help if you also have seen the same symbolism, for yourself and your mental health. I would advise to see the signs of it all at least more than 3 times. Okay. But basically, 777 is my go-to symbolic sign for like a yes, a confirmation, whatever you're thinking of, wherever you're heading, it's a yes. You're gonna get a confirmation. If this is your confirmation based on this reading, it's a solid yes. You good, okay? And online, it says that it's symbolic for like angelic and higher realm protection. So I also expect that coming through. Maybe it's that is kind of easing into your life and giving you peace. Because I feel it, okay. However, the 777, I've been seeing that sign like over the course of like the weeks now. So today is the day I'm posting it, but yeah, expect angelic and higher realm protection. Um, there's that. And then we got number 13. Personally, is like my lucky number, just like when things go in retrograde. And that's because of my transits and whatnot. But online, you'll probably like link this number as a bad number, just like the black cat and whatnot. But 13 is actually the number for divine feminines. Okay. So divine feminines, this is like your era, your moment right now. So stand in your glory, stand in your power. Okay. Perhaps you need to be more in your feminine energy. Um, Number 13 is also symbolic for luck. I feel like this number is giving like bad things are good and good things are bad. But yeah, we got that in terms of the number. I don't have much on my website, so I'm just kind of winging it for this specific number. Okay. And last but not least, I don't know if this has taken place already, but there might be some sort of house invasion, robbery. Okay. Um, for somebody, or it's already taking place. I don't know. This is like taking me back to when I used to work for Subway. And I'm an empathic person indeed, and wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, people always like to share their life story. This is part of the why I'm doing this as my mission, um, because I seem to be very easily approached when it comes to open up. Okay, that's just it's always been that way. So when I walked up Subway, this man, where while I was preparing his sandwich and I was feeling like, I hope your day is good. He was talking about how his mom just had his whole house like invaded, and they're really kind of on the countryside. So this could be symbolic, definitely. Somebody might get their house on the countryside, or like their aunt or their mother figure is going through this. Okay, she just make sure you have insurance first and foremost. I don't care where you are on the planet. Home insurance, life insurance, and you know, stay strong. Okay, it's a horrible experience to be invaded like that, no matter who you are. So there is that, and then last but not least, um, this is one of the grim messages here, but there's this comfortability with like prejudice. Oh my, I can't even speak. I don't think it's that word. There's a comfortability with racism during this time of season. I don't know why, but it is. And I remember doing, because you guys know, like when I get messages, 9 times out of 10, it probably doesn't make sense. But when it happens, I know for a fact some of you guys, you return back to my channel. Valid, okay? Uh, and some of you guys are too scared. Also valid. But yeah, the racism part globally is being very. Because I remember when I challenged this message, like a few several weeks ago, actually, and it was quite heavy before the Olympics, and it was just something that I picked up around how when I went to the grocery store, and this random person was talking about how there was like too many Philippines and so on and so on, and talking bad about Ukrainians and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, from that, me sharing that experience, and um, me just feeling like the racism is just gonna be just out in the open instead of hidden. Like where I live in Sweden, hidden racism is very common. It is. And I feel like people are just not gonna care anymore. You're just gonna be out and about and be open about it. And after I said that, there's been so many reports everywhere about how groups against groups, and it's crazy. Not just like online, which is pretty common where people pick up on things, and not just the Olympic part, but like in your daily life. I feel like it's gonna just be on a high stake when it comes to the racism here. And I'm talking about, this is not just like black against white, or it's like ethnicity against ethnicity, country against country. It's insane. It really is. And a lot of belittling, a lot of like gaslighting is it's coming up again. So whoever is dealing with this, I know it's pretty common. It shouldn't be racism at all, but I know it's very common and gets reported a lot in America. But I know for a fact trust me, when I say there's racism everywhere, there is. It's just that America's like front Central America is like front and center, right? But you guys have heard stuff like in Europe and with the Olympics and whatnot. I feel like it's just gonna be quite common, and it's sad. Now, I want to share some of my experience, but I don't link it to racism. It's more so belittling and condescending and prejudice here. And probably some of my peers will link it at racism. I don't do so, but there was this younger cashier. I was supposed to like pay something with cash, and I did. And the cash that I have, it wasn't scanned properly. Now, meanwhile, she's been fucking up the entire day, and I thought she was new, and I was kind of like, she's new. She's just like doing protocol. It is what it is, right? And all of a sudden, I asked her because it took a minute, and I was like, "What's happening here?" Like, and she's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "But it's a normal 50 krono," and she was like, kind of like literally smirking and grinning in my face, like I don't know what's going on. Um, and I was like, "But it's you can literally tell like it's a normal. And why would I come in with a currency that's not even up in scale for it to be fake?" Right? Like it's not monopoly money. And she was just kind of like grinning and laughing in my face. And I'm like, oh, this is not helping. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't want the I don't want the spinach. Okay. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, it's approved now. And then she asked me, do you really want this? And I'm like, I wanted to say no. I should have said no because I went back and returned it because I just found a cheaper option and she was just so weird. She didn't say sorry or anything because I'm not that easily bothered. Okay. But then when I went back and returned the items there, the funny thing she did was like, I had to like, I waited in line outside the line so she can finish off the rest of the customers that was there. She called like backup, and I thought she was calling backup in terms of like another one, um, like for the cashier number two. But she was looking at me, and then she called the phone, and I was thinking, yeah, okay, maybe she's calling for help, but she didn't. And then she called again for like 10 minutes, and then I asked her like, should I? Because I wiggled the items, and she's like, oh, okay. And then she said she was sorry, and after the sorry, she called whomever she called, right, on the other line. And I just thought that was funny. There was no help that was coming through, and she was just looking at me and was on the phone, and I was like, okay. Then she fell off. Okay, it was one of those things that kind of pissed me off there in the retrograde. Okay, and then I asked her like politely, maybe I should go stand in line. Is that cool? She's like, yeah, that's fine, totally. And then she switched off, like her demeanor, and she was like, all of a sudden, you can't return this. But I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you can't return. First of all, when she already pressed return and looked at the receipt and gave me my money back, and even more so, like a few kronas more than what she should have like given me back, right? She already done all the calculations, but then she went on to say, you can't really return this. But I'm like, you already set things in motion. And then she was like, yeah, but in the future, you can't really return things that are refrigerated. But I'm like, I bought it like within an hour of the time. Like it hasn't even been a day. And even if it has been a day, I know for a fact I can return it based on the receipt. And she was trying to argue with me, but I'm like, why are you sitting there, number one, arguing with me when you already approved the return? You got me more than what I should have gotten, number one. Two, you're the one that told me in the beginning to stand in the line. Like the little things like that. I don't know if she was trying to test me. It's giving the retrograde up in people's ass to just, um, And I say this to say I definitely look younger than what's perceived on me. I don't know if it was a colorism thing, but or she was just new, but that area was just not an area that I was familiar with. It was just interesting. And she literally looked my age despite my age, and I thought she could get away with it because of how I looked and came across, you know? I think she changed her mind when she saw other people that spoke. Maybe she thought I was American or something because there were other people from the UK that was speaking, and I think that was the time she decided to like, yeah, you can stand in line or something. But the funny part of this is that I don't know, she didn't make sense to me, and maybe this is not making sense to nobody, but it's giving that a lot of people will kind of gaslight you and make you feel out of character when they're the ones at fault. It was just so weird. Like actually, that actually happened more than once during the retrograde. But I'm sharing this to say, when it comes to the racism part, the prejudice, I'm heavy on the racism here because I don't think is nowhere near of the situation I went through far off. Because when I see what's happening in the different countries within Europe and America, this is not even on the list. Okay, you know, but I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I feel like a lot of true colors will come out. A lot of people be honest in such a way where it's like the division is just gonna grow much larger. Unfortunately, when I say division between like people, which is sad, but I definitely is seeing that on a grander scale. That is one of the messages. Thank you for my TED talk and whatnot. Um, yeah, I'm about to do music channelings for you guys. This is what you guys are familiar with on my channel. Uh, and that's been everything I need to say today. Thank you for stopping by. Okay.